I was thinking earlier about last week when we were talking about basketball, and we're not going to get into the argument that we got into last week, okay? I don't want to embarrass you in that way again, Henry.
It's fine. I just want to say that if you look at the stats, like I think it's a little bit closer than you might be inclined to believe. But also, I will admit that you're still right.
Right. You think that a fight between LeBron James and orangutan would be close in a game of one-on-one basketball. That's what you're saying, and we're not going
Uh,
to interface with that today because we've done that already.
yep.
Right.
But I
Right.
do want to say one thing that I was thinking about was in basketball, the dribbling, it feels a little unnecessary.
You mean like to
Yeah.
move around the court?
Yeah.
Like a concept of
Er,
dribbling, you think is a little
I
unnecessary.
think it gives me the ick a little bit.
I get
what?
it, like with soccer, obviously, because you're like running and the ball's on the ground.
No,
Obviously,
soccer it
you're
makes
dribbling it,
sense.
but
Soccer's
like,
fine.
yeah,
With
basketball, you
Right.
basketball,
It's
you
all
can
for
just
run around
show.
carry
and
the
hold
ball.
it. Yeah,
Right, but isn't that illegal?
well, it is, but
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
It
I'm
doesn't need to
saying
technically
be.
saying that
I'm
the
saying dribbling
rules are
doesn't need to
stupid.
be a thing. We could just hold the ball.
I think that's called football. I think that's like a different
Oh,
game.
Mm.
yeah.
There's also like rugby, which is kind of the same, I guess. You just
That's
hold the
act well,
ball.
yeah, that
I don't
yeah.
even know what rugby is, to be
I
honest.
couldn't tell you.
It's like football, but like
It's like football too. I know
a
that.
little bit. I'm gonna word this very carefully.
Yeah.
It's like football, but a little bit fruitier. I think
True.
Well, you like
I do know a
is
lot
the
of
way that I'm gonna
lesbians who play
phrase.
play rugby.
See, see.
I will say the one guy I knew in high school who played rugby, um, his name is Fielding, which is the
No,
only person I've ever known with that name.
it's actually the only person with that name.
And his brother's name is River. So
Oh,
that's I don't know. Maybe that says something about the sport in general, or
What's actually? I don't want you to tell me his last name because that's just like his identity on the internet.
he is a
um,
normal last name.
normal last name. Okay,
Yeah,
like Smith,
Thompson. Yeah, something in
right.
that ballpark. Yeah,
something about. We're not gonna say it, but like
we're not gonna say it. I could say it and then bleep it
you
out.
shouldn't. Nope, that's okay.
Well, like,
Um,
what if?
no, I think that's all right.
That's work for me to do later. Honestly, I don't really want to.
Exactly. We don't need that.
Dude,
Henry,
my
was that a
tummy's
Baja
really
Blast?
struggling.
That is a Baja Blast. Yes.
Classic. Sorry.
I
I'm
think.
sorry about your tummy troubles, man.
Look,
Yeah, I'm sorry too. Digestion is hard. They didn't tell
It's
us that. There's
tough.
a lot of things we're not supposed to eat
it's
that we
tough.
just like eat all the time,
Yeah.
like milk. There's like 1/10 of the population whose body is like actually designed to digest lactose.
I'm not joking. I went to lunch with my two friends. They both brought lactate builds.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's good that you're prepared. But on one hand, it's like maybe just give up the cheese.
Maybe just like don't eat it.
You could just not do that. You could ask for no cheese.
I feel like it's pretty intertwined though, like as a culinary thing. Like we just eat a lot of dairy products.
Here in the
Yeah,
And I
US,
wouldn't
yeah.
have it
and
any other
cheese
way.
and
I love cheese.
I guess milk. I love cheese too. It's good. Well,
cheese is
Yeah,
one of the best foods.
depends on the cheese. Ice cream though. Can't go wrong with ice cream.
exactly.
I think it's fucked up that
Milkshake.
cheese is just mold. Like it's not like,
Uh, is it?
yeah.
But
It's
cheese
like
can have mold on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
mold is
But
like
cheese is also
And
mold
just
is like
like
the
cheese.
final.
cheese is young mold.
Yeah, in like the Pokemon evolution line, it's like milk is the starter, and then we have like cheese is the mid stage,
Yeah.
and then mold is like the
Hmm.
final evolution.
Right.
And
Right.
then it mega evolves into ice cream
Yeah, and it gains the ice type because it's cold.
because it's cold. Well, no, it would probably gain fucking dark type for some reason because Game
No, it'd be
Freak
like
hates logic.
it'd be dragon. This is my steel dragon ice cream.
Yeah.
His name, or actually, he's Ghost. We call him Ice Scream.
That was really
Oh,
good. That was really good,
Thanks, guys.
actually.
Thank you.
that's fucking
Wow,
bars, man.
this is a great community. Wow.
Today's such a special
Great
day.
community.
I'm in such good company. It is a special day. This is 2 records for us. This is episode 100. Everybody, please let's get excited. What an honor.
Congrats.
That probably sounded like a really weak clap. This will actually pick up on the recording, so I
Yeah.
don't know why I'm like fake clapping. And number 2, we've never had this many people on the podcast ever. It's always only been one guest.
So number 1, you're wrong.
So
What?
Oh, actually, no, I am lying.
You are just lying. This was like
Ooh.
episode like 15. We had our roommates,
We did.
but normally it
So,
is
like-
a 3 squad.
Normally it's a 3 squad
Technically, there's
So-
5 though.
because Emma has a cat. And
Exactly,
it's in the
and she's
background,
right there.
And I only noticed it 5 seconds ago when it moved. So
Yeah.
okay, well, I apologize. Still a record then. That's 5.
It is still
So
a
5
record.
is a
that's true.
record. Okay.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
that's definitely going to be a record.
First time in we'll say 84 episodes since we've had 4 people on.
We'll
How about that?
we'll get Guinness on the case for this one. I mean, Guinness, they're wasting all their time doing the stuff of like, oh, fucking, let's go check out the guy who can fit the most marshmallows in his mouth. Like, that's an important thing to write in a book. What about most
someone's
people on
gotta
a
do it.
podcast at this point in time right now? Isn't that
I think
important?
that-
I don't even know
I
if we
think-
clear that.
we definitely don't, but I think
No.
we could.
Can you imagine a podcast with like 100 microphones?
It's just like
That's a
one of
Mr.
those
Beast video.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say it's like one of those like 20 versus 1, like Charlie Kirk versus 20 lip charts. It's like, we'll win. Can we change Charlie's mind? And it's like, well, no. Why would I
No,
watch
he's
this?
being paid by Rupert Murdoch,
Yeah.
man. Like, I don't know.
Right. He's got a freaking sugar papa. Why would he say no?
There's no reason to. I mean, if you're handed so much power and so much money, I would say a lot of stuff for like $10 million. I'm not gonna lie. I'll
I
be
don't
like,
think
yeah,
that's-
Manscaped cures cancer. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
for $10 million bucks.
Really? I feel like I wouldn't do that for. Maybe I would do that for $10 million.
What's
That
the
feels like a
difference if
lot.
it's like, yeah, I don't even want to attempt to tiptoe into that area, man.
No. I think there's definitely a moral limit for me as to what I would do for a certain amount of money.
I mean, look, Trump got
There's almost-
on stage in front of the entire world, and he said there were thousands of Haitians eating cats and dogs in Springfield, Ohio. You can't.
That was true.
Fox News can't give me anything more insane to say than that.
I think they could. I think every time I check the news, there's actually something like maybe a little bit more
Right.
insane than that.
I don't know.
I
that
feel like
one was
you're
pretty far.
underestimating.
Yeah, I mean, like that one
10 million
was.
bucks, though.
10 million's
I
a
would-
lot of
I would
money.
I don't even know
say
if
that was
Yellowstone has 10 million bucks, like in their wilderness.
like deer.
Yeah.
The state of Ohio doesn't even have 10 million deer. That's like a huge area. They might. I have no idea. That's not
I
a
was gonna
fact.
say, I
That's
think
a-
there's a lot of
estimate.
deer, man.
There are, but maybe there are 10 million.
I mean,
I'm very open to being wrong.
there's 10 million Ohioans. So is there one deer per person in Ohio?
There's way more than one deer per person.
You think so?
100%. Yeah. I think you don't see that many, but Ohio's also a really big place.
Ohio is
I
very
agree,
big.
but I think there's like.
Are you
there's,
all
like,
from
way-
Ohio?
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't
Wow,
it
this is so awesome.
sad? Is it?
Yeah, that's so cool.
The way
yeah.
you're talking about it, it
Ohio's
just
so
feels
cool.
like we're sort of outsiders to you in a way.
Right. I would say that it's more the other way around that I'm an outsider to you all.
What makes you feeling better? There's not really anything here to be included on because we don't really have anything going on. I don't know.
That's so true. I've been
Come
there
on, the
once.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, man. We keep it's a cornerstone of American culture.
They're losing their They inducted Eminem into the Rock
Yeah.
and Roll Hall of Fame. He's never played
Time
an instrument
well.
in his life.
Yeah, they may have lost
But
it.
it's not rock and roll
He-
is not about the genre, it's about the fucking lifestyle, dog.
I'm with you 100%. I just, there are other. It's weird that it's in Cleveland because Cleveland has never been like a historically significant, like, city to rock and roll.
Bro, think
I feel
about
like.
all the rock and roll legends from Cleveland. You have
That's exactly
Trent
what I'm saying.
Reznor, You have
Really?
Kid Cudi.
Really?
Yeah.
Are we fact checking these?
I'm not gonna do
I
Trent
it.
feel like we
Reznor's
should
from
be.
Ohio. He's not from
I would
Cleveland.
say I don't think he's from Cleveland.
Kid Cudi is from Cleveland.
Kid Cudi is from Cleveland. Oh, and we've got MGK. He's great.
Oh,
Yeah. He's
yeah.
awesome, dude. He's always making songs like that, you know, like he fucking gets it.
Yeah. I mean, he fell in love with an emo girl, and I get that. Yeah. Like I
He's so
feel
real.
he's seen like on an emotional level that a lot of other artists aren't really able to capture.
Yeah.
Like he's actually I'm not gonna say that.
No, go on, come on.
No,
I was
yeah.
gonna say that like he's kind of like my Kendrick Lamar, you know?
What does that even mean in this
It's not
context?
true. Well, I would say that like Kendrick Lamar addresses like a lot of very important issues. that are
MGK is
relatable
your
to, like, a
savior.
certain subject of like a certain community. But I don't think that MGK does that.
No, he talks to all the sort of, you know, the 11 to 13-year-old sort of Madden playing, doesn't want to take a photo with their grandma, young adolescents out
Yeah.
there. It's a very
Yeah,
specific
I
group of
guess you're right.
people, but they all really love what's going on.
I guess that's fair. My girlfriend loves MGK, which I think is interesting.
That's fucked up, man.
He's got fire fits.
His fits do go
He's got some
crazy.
drip.
Yeah. It's true.
Did you like when he tattooed his entire body in, like, it's just a complete blackout?
It's not for me, but you know, life is all about making your own choices. So
Took
if
a lot
you
of
like
patience, I'm
it, then
sure.
that's great.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. It's episode 100. We have two wonderful guests with us today: Emma, returning champion, and Sam, new challenger,
He's kind of
coming
like
to
the
take the
cryptid
belt.
waste management
Do we
podcast.
have to fight?
I'm coming for it.
You
No,
are not
I prefer
obligated
not.
to fight, but
Because I'd win.
the tension would
Probably,
be
yeah.
good for like views and things like that.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
if you want
maybe you
to,
can
sure.
just like
you know,
just Photoshop your faces onto like Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. That'd be a fun.
I call Mike Tyson. I don't want to be Jake Paul.
okay.
Well,
That's
looks like
fine.
Sam's doing blackface.
Oh shit.
Clear.
Well, it's a tough choice.
Well, someone has to be Mike Tyson.
But I
One of you
really
has
don't
to
want to
be.
be Jake Paul.
It's definitely better to be Mike Tyson than to be Jake Paul.
Right.
Is it? I don't know.
You get pigeons.
They're both like actually really not great people. But I think widely like in the popular culture sphere that is the internet, I think Jake Paul is more hated than Mike Tyson.
I think in
Agreed.
our sphere he's more hated, but I think in most spheres, I would say Mike Tyson is less hated.
Less hated or more hated?
Or I don't know what I'm trying to say.
More hated.
I think you would rather be Mike Tyson for sure.
Yes. Oh, show.
But
I think so.
he also has the, you know, you don't want to be known as the guy who ate another guy's ear.
It's not like the worst ever.
It's
Or
weird
like a
though.
sick title.
It is kind of weird,
it's
but
got
like there are a
beast.
lot of people in history who have done way worse stuff.
Sure, that's a very low bar though, don't you think? Like,
I mean, like think about I don't know a ton about this person, but like for example, Conor McGregor, another very famous like UFC fight
Boxer.
adjacent
Yeah.
person. I think he's in I don't know if he boxes. I think he just does mixed martial arts.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But he is like the villain of UFC, and he's just kind of like a bad dude. Like he's just really has a lot of assault allegations.
He's a bloke, you would
lot.
say.
He's definitely a bit of a bloke. Yeah.
I don't.
That was really cool.
What was really cool?
I think you should do more accents.
Henry's kind of the accent guy for sure.
Can you do Kermit?
No. I think I practiced maybe.
Can you try and
just-
do Kermit?
Nope.
My friends have a theory that like every white guy can either do Kermit or Mickey Mouse. So Had to try it.
Okay. I might have to like practice in private. Maybe we can get back to that.
Practice in private. Okay. Yeah. You'll have me
I
again,
could
I'm
mute
sure.
myself for like 10
Well, you
seconds.
got to
and give it a
start
shot.
somewhere. You might as well start now. This is a safe
Um,
space. Come on.
In case my future employer ever sees this, I think I'd rather not.
Man,
That's what you wanna bleep
we've
out?
done much worse.
Much worse. Yes, absolutely. But I think this is going to be a banger episode. This one's
Mm.
this one's going to be a lot of fun for the whole family. Um, so I think maybe I'll practice on my own.
You want to keep this
Okay.
one for the family.
No, that's not what I mean. But like I think
Kermit
more
and Mickey are both family-friendly
This
characters.
is true.
Yeah, the kids would love it.
The kids would love it.
Here,
See, I'm just trying to think of like how much I want to embarrass myself.
let's paint the scene, okay?
In my head, I'm like,
you're at a
I'm like,
kid's
"Uh-huh."
birthday party, and you're like the cool sort of uncle cousin guy,
right,
and
who would of course be talking like Kermit the Frog. Oh, there we go.
that was
really
good,
That was
good.
man.
There you go.
What
I
the
feel like-
hell?
What do you guys want me to say?
Can you say
can't do it.
9/11 could have been performed more efficiently?
I've already said that as Henry. It's fine.
Can you say jet fuel can't melt steel beams, please? Can you say that?
What did you say?
Jet fuel can't melt steel beams. I think that's a great one to say.
Jet fuel. No, I can't. It's like no,
It's true, it
It's
can't.
really good.
it can't. Because then planes couldn't be made out of metal, obviously,
Don't
which they are.
Isn't it crazy that like Obama, his like biggest enemy was a guy called Osama? What are the odds, man?
It's like my greatest enemy's name is Blenry.
It's like some Mario Wario shit.
Literally.
I mean, that's where they drew their inspiration from. So you've got a
They coordinated to make themselves to have their names be similar.
no, like obviously Mario and Wario are. I feel like Bowser is Mario's main enemy, but whatever. Wario thinks that Mario is his greatest. So maybe Nintendo drew some inspiration from Obama and Osama, even though they were way after the creation of Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they meant to time travel.
Also, isn't it a little weird that Nintendo would look at the president of the United States and the world's most wanted terrorist to model their characters off of? That's a little.
I feel like crazier things have happened in popular media, but maybe not.
Like what?
I don't fucking know, man.
Give us 300 examples, or else you're
I
wrong.
can't.
300.
Like. No, I can't give you 300 examples. Why am I
Okay,
getting
then
put
you're
on
wrong.
the spot here?
Then you're
Someone
wrong.
else I don't want to be Kermit or Mickey, and I don't have 300 examples of why that would happen.
Okay, I'll take the pressure off you. Sam,
No, it's okay.
introduce yourself
You should-
by
yeah,
saying
let's just
your
go right
name
now.
and your favorite flavor of ice cream.
And your favorite social security number, please.
And my mother's favorite maiden name.
Yeah.
No, it could be your favorite maiden name.
And it could be
Oh,
the
okay,
favorite
Your
street that you
dad's
grew
maiden
up
name
on
is your last
when you
name.
were a kid.
Yeah, my favorite first pet, stuff like that.
Yeah. Or like your childhood best friend's
You-
first name.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, my name is Sam. My
Hi,
favorite
Sam.
ice cream flavor, thank you, Henry, is Ben and Jerry's fish food. It's gas.
Oh yeah.
You said this the other day, and I didn't
was
want to
just gonna
stop
say.
you on it, but like, what do you mean Ben and Jerry's fish
Well, it's a
food?
specific flavor made by them. I don't know
Yeah,
if
they
anywhere
do.
else makes it, but
But wait, what does it taste like?
so it's chocolate ice cream with like marshmallow stuff in there, and also caramel, and also little chocolate fish.
Okay.
And it's really good.
Is
It
the,
And there's
is
like
pretty
fun
good.
little pockets of marshmallow in there that when you hit it, it's
Mhm.
like
it goes.
euphoria. It goes.
That's kind of
It
fun.
freaking goes.
Which
dude.
segues us perfectly into the new segment that everyone loves, Henry's Weekly Fish Fact. I hope you better have a fucking
Ah!
fish fact.
I didn't fucking prep a fish fact.
Oh, okay. Well, you can't look one up now, man.
I just had to pull from the dome. Okay.
You love fish. This is what you
Yeah,
do.
I do love
the fish little goat has to pull one from the bank.
We don't have Rick Wallace, game inventor Rick Wallace, that is on the show. So someone's got
Did you
to.
respond to your email?
No, Rick Wallace hasn't responded to my email yet.
Coward. Okay.
He's Australian, so the email is like upside down. So I think he probably has to turn it around.
He's got to like turn his monitor
like
the
difficult.
other way so we can read it.
Yeah.
A fun fish fact. Do you want me to be like? Does this supposed to be information that people shouldn't already know?
This is your segment, man. You wanted to do this.
I don't.
Something you
that's
think is
true.
fun about fish.
Something I think is fun about fish is that jellyfish aren't actually fish.
God, I fucking hate you, man. It says fish in the name. How is it not a fish?
They're actually a series of not a series, but they are made up of like they're in the same family as coral and sea anemones, which are not technically qualified as fish.
I'm gonna shoot my
because they are
fucking
made up of a
brains out.
series of microorganisms that make up a network that create a living being.
You're telling me
So it's kind of like
jellyfish is a network?
yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Like I mean, it's just like cells. Like instead of we are
Everything is
multicellular
cells,
organism.
man.
Everything is cells. Like we're made up of cells, but our cells don't individually have like we have different cells and they all make up our body. Jellyfish and coral and sea anemones are made up of a bunch of like tiny little multicellular organisms. So it's like having you and your entire family make up a giant structure. It's kind of like when all of like the Power Rangers go into their dinosaurs and then they like converge into like the giant like mega creature. Like the 5 of them make up like the one mech. That's like how jellyfish and coral and sea anemones work.
So you're telling me
Except
there's
like hundreds of thousands of
there's multiple fish in a jellyfish?
Sure. Yeah.
Because it's a fish, because it would be crazy if it wasn't a fish because it has fish in its fucking name.
I didn't name it. I don't know what you want from me.
And how
I
are you
just
saying
have
coral
fun
is the
facts.
same as jellyfish?
They are
This fact
in
is
the
not very
same
fucking fun.
You just hate this fact, okay?
I think it's pretty fun.
Which is why I brought
personally.
it up.
Jackson's just
well, I
a
don't know.
hater.
Jackson is a hater
He is.
because people think that coral and anemone are plants, which they're not. They're actually alive, and you can kill them and step on them.
I'm
So
not a
don't do
hater.
that.
Oh.
I just think Charles Darwin, when he discovered all this shit, he should have thought more about what the fuck we named all of it. And how has it lasted this long? Like, we discovered at some point that jellyfish are not fish, clearly. So then why do we still call it jellyfish? We don't call it Mount McKinley anymore.
We don't. Well, okay.
We gave it its indigenous name back.
If you would like to know, we can start calling them cyphozoas.
Honestly, that's
kinda
kind of hard.
Yeah, that's sick.
I fuck with it.
They are of the class of phylum Cnidaria. So remember that now, which is the same class that coral and anemones are in. Just think about it. Sea anemones are just like upside down jellyfish because they have like tentacles that go up and then they got their head.
This has been Henry's Fish Fact.
That
It
was
wasn't fun.
beautiful.
Thank you, Emma. It wasn't fun for all of us, but I had a little bit of fun.
Whatever,
Thank you for
man.
reminding me.
For you.
I got to do my fish doll after this.
I don't know how often y'all use ChatGPT. I know Sam uses it for all his homework.
Well, of course.
You're
Calling
about
him
to
out.
see a
only natural.
multiple of ChatGPT, but that was the first. I used it for something today, and I have not used it in like a month or so before that.
If you use it regularly, you'll know that. And Sam, I'm sure you've noticed this as well. It glazes you. It's glazing
It is
you
a
up.
serial glazer.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
But like even more so than before. Like the recent update, it's been like now when I ask a question about something, it's like, Jackson, that's a really great question. Not a lot of people would have the insight and the knowledge to really, get to this sort of deep concept that you're getting at. And I'm not just saying that, I really mean it. And it's like uncomfortable, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
it's
also
bad.
well, They also came up with that new like I think they're just called GPTs. Like on the side, how
Yeah.
there's like a drop down. They have the
Yeah.
Monday one that only responds to you in like specifically very sarcastic and rude ways.
Oh.
So like if you ask it a question, it'll be like, "Oh, of course, just another fucking lazy like college student asking me a question, not doing his work." And it's pretty awesome. So I don't know, maybe they're trying to offset that. I did hear that there was like a super high increase in people like complaining to ChatGPT about their like very psychological distress inducing problems instead of
Oh.
like going to a therapist.
Therapy is the number
Yeah.
one daily use for
So
ChatGPT right now,
really?
which is crazy to
Mhm.
think about.
Well, hey, there you go then.
Because
That's why you're getting
it
glazed.
just glazes you. There's no pushback on anything at all. It's like, dude, the dopamine straight to your fucking brain is crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
need
just your
ChatGPT to
personal
tell
echo
me
chamber.
to grind harder.
Have you seen the tweets where people are like, they ask it what my IQ is, like based on all the questions you ask it?
Yes, dude.
Everyone has
Probably about
shown that
200.
ChatGPT is saying they have a 135 to 145 IQ, which is like top like 2% or something like that.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Not everyone can be in
That's
the
correct.
not everyone can be in that sample, man.
Imagine trying that though, and like going to your ChatGPT and being like, "What's my intelligence?" and it being like a 70.
I mean, here, I'll ask right now. I'll open it. I got the app. I'll run it down. I'll expose my IQ. What is my IQ? I'm very bad at typing. Oh no, they corrected it. It wants me to be like,
Yeah,
it wants me to take a test. Fuck this
it
bullshit.
is also
Uh,
asking me to take a test.
it just told me it's 145,
Dead
so
ass.
dead ass.
Oh my god.
So I guess
Damn, you're a
Sam,
genius, I guess.
you might be a genius.
Yeah,
What's
I
the
might be a
highest it
genius.
goes to?
200, right?
Technically, there is no limit, but I think the highest in recorded history is like 160.
The
Oh
motherfucker who
wow.
can recognize the pattern the best.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Never mind. I lied. Oh, it's the person who Savant syndrome is named after. Marilyn Voss Savant with an IQ of 228.
Wait, so being smart is a syndrome? That's bad?
It's there's a point where your IQ can be so high that you like essentially just cannot relate to any of the people around you in any way because you just think about things like very, very differently. To the point where it's like considered a disorder.
You're just talking about ADHD.
No, that's a little bit different, but like, yeah, kind of.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Hmm.
there you go. 228 so far.
Sam, have
Sam,
you ever
you're
had
almost
like
there.
a genius
Yeah.
Almost there.
sort of thought? Have you ever woke up one day and you're like, I got it?
Like I've solved all the world's problems.
Did you ever think about solving like relativity or whatever?
Like string theory or some shit.
Yeah. I mean, you have a 145 IQ.
Yeah, I can't personally say I've done that, but Henry probably has. I don't know.
Yeah, man, I know a lot about string theory. I actually use my 145 IQ to learn all of the possible information that I can about marine life. So
So do you have more fish facts?
that has already passed for today. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, I've got to keep it on
Okay.
the dome.
We only get one
Sorry.
per week, so it's like
Okay.
Come back next week though.
the next week fish fact is going to be crazy.
Maybe I'll share a fish fact that won't make Jackson really angry.
It just, I don't know. I think it's just all a reaction because I'm scared of what's in there.
Yeah, I mean they're
In the
weird
ocean?
and like fucked
Yeah.
up.
That's valid.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
It's a
ocean's
big
a scary
place.
place. And like space, it's like that's why I think not that we've explored more of space, but like we go into space way more often than we do like the total depths of the ocean. Because
Yeah.
there are things down there that we know for a fact can just like destroy like aquatic exploration.
The
crap.
giant squid, bro, where its eyes is the size of a extra large pizza.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's
I don't
not
like
good,
that
man.
one.
And people
That
live in
feels more
space.
alien.
People don't
Yeah.
live at the bottom of the ocean.
They don't.
There's a reason
Not
for
for
that.
very long,
could.
at least.
Well, they couldn't, right? Because it's pressure and it's bad.
Yeah, the pressure would
There's
not
pressure in
work.
space too. You have to just be in a depressurized craft. It's like being in an airplane.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's true. I didn't think about that.
I mean, if you just like went out into space,
Well,
Yeah,
that
that'd
would
be
be
really
bad.
that'd be
Yeah.
really bad. First of all, you would freeze like almost instantly. But
Yeah, there's different problems compared to the ocean, space.
But
No.
in space, people, they do all sorts of stuff in space. They play guitar. They do the thing where they open the water bottle and let it go everywhere.
and then they put
Yeah.
the water bottle like back up to the top and they catch it.
Yeah.
So
Right.
And they do the thing where they're like, checkmate, flat earthers.
Well, all those pictures are
Hell yeah.
photoshopped. Duh.
That's true.
I wish
The
that it was that
videos-
easy to just like explain things that I didn't know. I just like made up a reason. Life would be so easy if I was like, nah, no, the government's making it up.
Yeah.
You could
My
always
head
just do
hurts.
that.
I could, but like I don't. I'm smarter than that. I have a
Your IQ's too
145
high.
IQ.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, ChatGPT didn't tell me what my IQ was, but it did say that my humor was top tier.
Wow.
Do you like lab jokes with it or something?
No, I don't.
Dude, this is so bad for like, I don't know. I feel bad for like the
Narcissists.
kid who doesn't have a support system, and they go to ChatGPT to ask like, what do I do about my abusive father?
I don't think that.
or
ChatGPT
or the
would be like,
narcissist.
maybe you should just talk to him.
Yeah.
They would never do that.
I feel like it
I
probably
don't-
has done that, right?
For sure.
Maybe.
I think Sam Altman already has a lot of blood on his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's mostly just from like making the Earth like way hotter and ruining the climate, and also all those like child laborers.
What child laborers?
I don't know, there's got to be some like data center that they use somewhere.
That's
Yeah.
run by children.
That's rubbish. Duh.
Highly qualified children, of course.
Highly qualified. I mean, they were told by ChatGPT that their IQ is at least 135.
Which is pretty high, all things considered.
Yeah.
As an employer, how are you going to look at someone with a you can't pass up on that opportunity? That's just
No,
a
you
good
can't, you know.
worker, you know?
You might even pay them 15 cents an hour instead of 10.
That'd be big for them.
I had to take an IQ test for my job.
Really?
Yeah.
That's actually. Imagine you take an IQ test for a job and they're like, "Sorry, we cannot hire you."
That's what I was scared was going to happen. It was about like, here is the flat fold of a cube. If I rotate it this way and then fold it back up, what number will be on top? I was
I
like,
hate that shit, bro.
Oh.
but you can move things in your mind. We learned that last time I was on here.
Yeah.
That is true.
But it's
Sam, can you move things in your mind?
Like rotate an object
think
that
in
I'm picturing
pictures?
in my mind.
Yeah.
I think I could do that.
close your eyes.
Like,
I'm not like one of those people that can't picture an apple, so I feel like I could do that.
Close your
Oh,
eyes
yeah.
and picture a cube,
a sandwich. Okay.
a sandwich.
I want the sandwich. Thank you. I'm doing the
You're
sandwich.
welcome.
Picture the cube, but textured like a sandwich.
Yes.
Perfect. So Minecraft sandwich is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Minecraft block sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the block sandwich, it has onions on it.
Okay.
And it's snowing on top of the sandwich. There's snow on it.
I'm seeing it all.
Look at him. He's imagining it.
And
all.
I can rotate it. I can do it.
How fast are you spinning it?
Yeah,
Oh,
what's
not
the
that fast.
BPM on that?
It's going
The
like-
BPM?
B-
boom, boom.
Yeah, there's a lot of bass.
Every time it rotates.
Yeah.
Now I'm imagining
Yeah.
that sandwich cube, but it's the cube on the GameCube logo, and it's going.
That's kind of what I was picturing at the start.
Sandwich.
Wow.
Wow. The mind is such a beautiful place.
Dude,
It's-
we need. I forget where I saw this, what media this was, but the microwave that just makes food. Like you type in like
Like the Flintstone film
Oh,
a password and
Yeah,
then
that's-
out pops a burger.
this is from the Legends CW show that this was in.
That's
It's
not what I'm
also
thinking of.
it's also
They
in
also
yeah,
what's the
the
other
Spy
one?
Flintstone primitive
Kids.
error.
Spy
Is it in
Kids.
Spy
It's
Kids? Damn.
what's the Star Trek? It's also in Star Trek.
Star Trek was ahead of their time, man.
They were.
They
So you
got
mean like it just like it makes food? Like it just
It just appears.
yeah. You put in a
prints food?
code and then you get food.
Yeah. And also
Okay.
cigarettes. It can do cigarettes as well.
Oh, I'm very familiar with that one.
Okay, good.
That's from the Seth MacFarlane space show that I can't remember the name of. That's where the 500 cigarettes meme is from.
You're
the
talking about
500
the
to 1
1
adapter.
to 500. The adapter.
Or the adapter. Yeah.
You should 3D print that, Henry. It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it'd
think
be
that would
really
take
cool.
multiple like prints and days.
No, 500 cigarettes?
Well, you're up to the task.
That's like this many cigarettes. I didn't say it wasn't up to the task. I'm just saying, it's going to take a couple prints.
You have a high IQ, so I'm confident that you could figure it out.
I'm
Yeah.
actually not sure that I have a high IQ. ChatGPT just told me that I have top tier humor, which I know it's lying because on the spot,
Bro,
it is very
comedians are
hard
the
to
modern day
point.
philosophers, okay?
I think that's true.
So that means you're in tune with, sort of the world and
Fucking Plato, man, he's probably hilarious.
yeah, dude. Plato's man and it's just a chicken without feathers. That was classic. I guess the
But
other
at least
guy
hit
did
at the
that. It
time.
wasn't really Plato, but
That's okay. And then the other guy, he sort of innovated upon turning a man into a chicken. Whoever invented tarring and feathering, kind of the reverse. Or not.
I would hate to be tarred, man. That sucks.
It would suck.
That's got to
Yeah.
be one of the worst ways to go.
Yeah, it's like how to smithereens is one of the worst ways to go. Being tarred and feathered. Yeah, there's so many like weird ass medieval torture. Like why did they?
It's so
they were
messy,
extra.
man. There's a lot to clean
Like
up.
you could just kill a guy, but instead they were like, what if we make a bowl entirely out of metal, and then we put someone in it, and then we light a fire underneath the bowl so it burns them slowly. That's such like a waste of resources.
It was all for show.
I
Yeah.
guess so.
You knew
yeah.
there was some guy who was like, if we stop killing people with metal bowls, I'm like out of a job. You know?
He
True.
cornered the. I don't remember what that called.
I think it's just called the Iron Bowl or something like that.
But it's somebody's iron bowl. It's like some king or
The brazen
emperor or
bowl.
something.
Brazen is a
brazen.
good word.
Yeah, it is a good
Okay.
word. I'm surprised there's no like Pokemon based on this shit.
You ever go to a
You're a little
museum
morbid.
and it's like in the museum you see like a chair and the chair is all like it's all like ornate and stuff. It's got like specific carvings and it's like the sort of the legs of the chair like they weave and they turn like a spiral staircase and it's all it's like why are we doing all that, man?
But it's for sure. You know what? I
For
just got my
fun.
point proven. It's for show. Sometimes you just
True.
want some stuff in life that you can be like, wow, I love looking at that.
Like
And
I
that's what they
know
were doing with the bowl.
I guess that's true. I know like the king is supposed to get like all the fancy gold plated stuff, right? But like
Mhm.
You got up the drip.
I feel like the layman also had some like crazy like sometimes you go to a museum and they have like a recreation of like what an old house would look like in the
Yeah.
1500s Denmark or whatever. And you're like, look at these curtains, man. Who the fuck made these curtains?
Sometimes they
They're
are ugly.
beautiful.
Oh well,
Okay.
I guess that.
Sometimes they're
I think
ugly, I guess.
It's a mixed bag. Some stuff ages really well, and some stuff is like, we don't really make art anymore.
Yeah, we have what's the thing in downtown Cleveland where it's like the weird big red metal thing?
Oh, the big stamp. It
Well,
says
there's the
free on it.
stamp, but then
Right,
there's
gives
the
it-
other
What?
there's like the big arch or whatever.
Like in that one park
Yeah.
or whatever in like the center of Cleveland.
Yeah.
Oh, is it just the one that's
Yeah.
like steel beams?
I think so. Like that shit is like the death of culture. The
Yeah, it's like,
big
we're just
stamp is
making-
dumb for sure. I don't know why we need that.
I like the moment in the hastily made Cleveland tourism video where they're like, "What the fuck is this?" and then they move on. They're pointing at the stamp.
You know what's crazy is we have the stamp, but then not too far away, you can literally go see the world's largest outdoor chandelier. Like there is a cool thing.
There's a cool like record-setting, you know,
I mean,
piece of art.
I don't know how cool it is, but like
I think
it's like,
cool.
oh,
It's cool to look at.
you know, that's a big
Chandelier.
chandelier. But it doesn't really like do, you know what I mean?
It's probably expensive, and that's important, I think.
Yeah.
Probably really expensive.
Money rules the
Somebody put
world.
a lot of time into it, maybe.
Yeah.
And that makes art.
Time does
I
not
guess,
make
yeah.
all art though. Have you seen that guy on
Um,
Instagram Reels where he's making an album and it's the longest album of all time. So all the songs are just 1 second long. And there's like 3,000 songs. And it's like an art installation where like a cassette like pops out of a tube and then falls into a thing where a piano like presses a note and then like that's a song and it gets uploaded.
That sounds incredible.
Isn't that amazing?
As someone who's like in that field, there are so many things that like I think putting time into something does obviously make it worth it personally, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're like doing anything with that time.
Yeah.
Like I could be like, I could spill this Baja Blast across my desk and onto my keyboard and ruin my keyboard, making a statement about, I don't know, how
Class structures.
expensive.
Capitalism.
Yeah, right. Like I paid for this
Depression.
keyboard and it was expensive, so it should like be water. And that's like I'm commenting on capitalism. Or like the dollar is no longer like worth as much as it used to be, and my buying power is so low. And that's how I would like explain it. But like you didn't fucking do anything there.
Yeah.
Like there's so many pieces of art that you go and see, and it's like, wow, this is a banana duct taped to a wall, and it's worth $100,000.
I think it sold for millions, man.
Yeah, it was
Really?
more than 100K for sure.
Yeah.
What's the point? What's the point?
Now, on
And
the
they do, like, 8 it.
contrary, is like in Canada, they had that big duck that just floated around in the lake. And it was like,
Like the inflatable
12
ones?
stories tall. That's like
That's kind
the
of
coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Sick. If I had 100K, I'd spend it on that.
The banana or
Probably
the duck?
200K. The duck.
Not the
No contest. Don't be silly.
I'd build like a big Trojan horse, but in the shape of a duck, and it would be a boat.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, we need to bring that back. No one gives gifts like that anymore.
Trojan horses.
Trojan horses?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give
could
me
start.
300 examples of how you would use that in today's world?
I hate you with the burning passion of 1,000 suns.
Okay, just one. Just one.
Well, if you think about it, like a Reese's cup is kind of like a Trojan horse. The chocolate is sort of a
Speak on that.
vehicle for the peanut butter to get into your mouth.
But
And
you know
together
what's
they create
inside it.
something beautiful. But
Unless
like,
you don't.
if you had never heard of it,
But it's on the
like,
wrapper.
I know, but like they didn't wrap the Trojan horse, Sam. They didn't have marketing. I don't know.
That's my point. Is they
If you
didn't do
opened a
that.
wooden horse, you wouldn't be like, yeah, there's probably hundreds of guys in here. You'd be like, wow, that's a horse made of wood.
They kind of did have marketing though, because like the guys, like they brought the Trojan horse to Troy, and then they were like, "Check this out! Isn't this fucking dope as hell?" And the king was like, "It kind of is, man."
It kind of
So
is.
like
Cool,
he was
but, like,
convinced, you know.
but it didn't say like, you know, wooden horse with man filling on the like painted on the outside.
Well, that would ruin the whole point.
Yeah,
Well,
that
right, I
would've-
know, but I'm just saying. So, like, if you had a chocolate in front of you, like, let's say, you know those fucking those like tins that your grandmother keeps all her sewing equipment in. That it's just like a bunch of various. It's either chocolates or cookies. And it's
Yeah.
just like a
Yeah.
medley. And you bite
Yeah.
into one, and you're like, I have no idea what the fuck this is because none of them are labeled. There's your modern Trojan horse as a sweet.
Okay.
You
I
could
bite into a
even
chocolate and it's
say
got orange in it. What is that?
you
I
could
didn't
even say
expect
that
that.
the sewing tin is the Trojan horse. You open it thinking you're getting cookies. Sewing supplies.
And there's
Ooh.
sewing supplies in there. It's a
Yeah.
reverse Trojan horse.
There are Trojan horses everywhere for those with eyes to see.
That was beautiful.
Thanks.
And so you want to bring the Trojan horse back.
I just think
It
that it's like
never
a
left.
fun, subversion of expectations.
Is a pinata a Trojan horse?
Yes.
If it's not
Yeah.
filled with candy.
I was at a party on Friday night. Or Friday night. What? No, today's Tuesday. I was at a party on Sunday night. And my friend had a pinata at his party, and so all of us were like, "There's gonna be candy in it," and his dad kept being like, "Who knows what's gonna be in it?" And then he broke it open in one fell swoop with a bat, and it was filled with shooters and edibles, which is not something that I expected there to be inside of a pinata.
Therefore, it's a
So
Trojan horse.
it's
Literally.
crossed pinata.
I guess so. I guess I want a Trojan horse to be like sort of I want it to be invasive in some way.
You want someone to bring.
I guess
like,
the
a
edibles are
Amazon box to your
closer to what I
door.
want.
Yeah.
Here's the real Trojan horse. It's it drops gummies. They're not labeled as edibles. And then people eat them
Ooh.
thinking they're gummies and they end up
Mhm.
with the worst night of their life.
Or it could be great. That's the nice part about edibles. Is
Yeah.
that it could go either way. And that's really, I guess, like an evolution of the, because for them it was all bad. They opened up the horse and then they got a war, and that kind of sucked.
Yeah.
So maybe like you could order a suitcase and then it would come with like a pet inside,
Mm.
like a dog.
You
So
know,
you want inverse Trojan horse.
you could order those like Amazon boxes where it's just like a box of random shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Mystery box.
Yeah, this is like a thing that you can do on like wish.com or whatever. Where it's just like you can spend $50 on a box and it might be a sticker or it might be an iPad, which is cool.
Yeah. And you just got to gamble. So that's just gambling. So we're just reinventing
It's not
gambling.
gambling.
And I like that.
Love gambling.
It's a
The kids
reverse
love that.
Trojan horse.
The reverse Trojan horse is already gambling.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, gambling's different.
I guess no, CS crates are just like reverse Trojan horses.
Yes.
Well, they tell you like what's in it, but you don't know what you're gonna get that's in it. So
You could get the reverse marble fade karambit, or you could get the
Or-
13-cent desert sand Mac 10.
I love the Desert Sands Mac 10.
And I love the desert sands Mac 10, but it's not the special blue AK-47 or whatever.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Because the blue pattern is the rare pattern, I think.
Right.
of course.
Or is it the white
yes.
one? There's a spot with
It's
white
the
on
blue
it.
one.
On like the gradient map. Back me up on this.
Oh yeah, no, that one is like the rarest.
The blue gem is the rare one for like the AK.
Really? I thought the white was.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore, honestly.
Like, isn't there's like paint finishes in CS, obviously on
Yeah.
items, right? And in order for it to land like perfectly on like the hex code for white, like 0000, or is it FFFFF?
No,
Whatever.
it's there's an image map and it
Yeah.
randomly
Yes.
generates coordinates on the image map and part of it
Yeah.
has white, but it's like only a little square compared to
Is
the
it-
rest.
Yeah.
And the odds are
And it
low.
combines all the colors in the image map, right? Because doesn't it choose from like a bunch of different ones?
It's just they pick like a sort of like 3x3 grid sort of thing. Like it chooses like a square area of the image and puts that over the gun. And there's one spot where you get only white or something like that.
I was
Yeah,
not
it's
familiar with the
essentially-
white.
It's like a battleship grid, but
It's probably
you're
blue.
looking
I'm
for
probably
a
wrong.
ship that's 1x1 space.
I just know of like the blue gem one where the whole gun is blue.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm
that
aware
one
of.
is rare for sure. But I think the white's rare too. I don't know. It doesn't matter, man. It's all fucking
It's-
11-year-olds from Poland hoping to change their
Yeah.
life. Like
No, they're all like way older than that.
I don't think so.
That's what you think.
I don't
but
think so.
I think most of the people that we have played CS with are way older than 11.
Yeah, but we're in the U.S. where it's not nearly as popular. It's
I
huge
guess
in
that's
Europe.
true. That's fair.
It's huge in Europe. All the casinos are based in Europe, and they're all targeted towards kids.
Fire.
I mean, we know that. Did we talk about this on the podcast a while ago? Where it's like one of the gambling sites. It came out that they made like $50 million a month or something like that.
Yep. Yeah, we did talk about this. That's so
Damn.
much fucking money.
It's a lot. Yeah.
And there's like multiple of these
they're doing all
websites, so it's like the market
like
is
hundreds of them.
huge.
Mm-hmm.
Forget drop shipping, man. Just like
Start selling.
I'm just saying. Move to Malta and create a CS gambling site.
Sounds like the dream.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
what goes on in Malta?
They got no taxes
They
or
do
like
have no
income
taxes.
taxes.
Oh,
It's a tax haven, bro. That's where everyone from F1 lives, I think.
That's Monaco, but you're close.
well, they do the
Malta-
races
Malta's
in
like
Monaco
you.
too.
Yeah, Monaco's also tax free though. Famously.
That's like that's like the fucked up small city at the bottom of France or whatever.
Yeah, it's like the one cliffside.
Yeah. It is literally just like
very
a
beautiful.
cliff. Like they don't have a beach.
They've got a casino though, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's important.
Top of
Oh
the cliff,
yeah.
and then the water. There's no beachfront.
Damn, man. Maybe I should move there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
probably
you
really
wanna move
affordable.
to a tax haven.
That sounds positive, right?
I think we have to have a job first that would allot us to move to the tax haven, because getting there is also very expensive.
Plane ticket.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like living there is expensive, so you would need to already have millions of dollars in order to. like,
Surely they
buy
got
property.
like a low income housing program, right?
Probably, yeah. They've got like
Right.
government subsidized housing
Sure.
in Monaco. Yeah,
Yeah.
like one of their big things.
I
Yeah,
mean,
they're
That's what
big
they're
on
known
that.
for.
it's gotta be, and they pay for it with all the taxes they collect.
Well, that's why the housing is just very limited, because it's like they have like 5 houses, I think,
Yeah,
for any one person at any given time.
one of them
Yeah.
belongs to John McAfee.
He rents it out.
They just keep auto charging his bank account even though he's dead.
Yeah, he doesn't even know. He's got a
Based.
trust, probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you make a software that's it's that popular.
Yeah.
McAfee antivirus is everywhere.
It just came free on my computer, and I never renewed it.
Well, you never even
You should
have to
have
renew
uninstalled
it.
It's just on there.
It
Is
just
it always? I thought you had to pay for it. That
no.
sounds
There's a
weird.
free version.
Oh,
It's
okay,
working in the
cool. Then I think
background.
I
It's
might have-
doing God's work, man.
I think I might have just uninstalled it then.
Doing all the things you wanted to do and more.
Like
I don't really
mining
want it to do
Bitcoin
more.
and stuff. That's like a Trojan horse. It's
That
McAfee
is-
Oh, yeah.
antivirus, but it mines Trump World Fidelity coin or whatever.
Dude, I love.
Or it's like the
Trump
program you install to like get free V-Bucks now, and it's actually just a Bitcoin miner.
Yeah.
or the one that like gives you more RAM.
Yeah, when you download more RAM.
Yeah.
Download more RAM.
I think if a program existed where it was very transparent of like, just install this, we're going to use your machine to mine Bitcoin, but you might get free V-Bucks. I would run that shit all the time. I would just have that on.
And then like, eventually you'd be like, all right, guys, I'm good. I have enough to get Sabrina Carpenter in Fortnite
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
15 years.
You get one V-Buck every 6 months.
That's like equivalent to less than a cent.
Yeah. Or what's the Roblox coin?
I think they're just called Robux.
Robux.
Yes.
Robux.
They got a good one there.
A lot you can buy
Yeah.
with your Robux.
You hear like the name of some currencies, and you're like, oh, what? Why is it called that?
Like what?
But
Can you
Robux
give
is
us
good. I
300
don't know.
Yeah, 300
examples?
examples.
I hate you so much. But like Fortnite, like it's not like I get like V-Bucks, but like V-Bucks isn't like adjacent to like the
What's the V
Fortnite
stand for?
name. That's what I'm saying. Like it's just
Virtual,
virtual bucks.
probably.
But like,
That's
why are
lame.
they like? They're not the only game that has currency
Vagina
tied.
bucks.
Virgin bucks.
Virgin
yeah,
bucks.
That'd be more
Yeah.
realistic.
Verizon bucks. Could you imagine?
Dude, sponsorship.
They'd have a lawsuit in a minute. They already
No,
have
but
the
it'd be
most
sponsored.
sponsorships ever.
Ah,
Everyone and
well.
their mom is in Fortnite, dude. They got Ninja in there.
Yeah, Ninja's in there. Billie Eilish is in there.
The Rock.
Who isn't in there? I don't know. I can't
There's
name
some
a
people who are
person.
in
I can't
Fortnite
name a person that's
multiple
not in
times.
Fortnite.
Is MGK in
Us.
Fortnite?
He is not.
Great callback.
I'm locked in.
At least I don't think he is. I don't. Maybe he is.
It seems like that would be like
Who the
they would have
song
done
is.
that already.
Yeah.
But I guess
They
not.
would have done that.
What about
But like
like
Weezer has like music in Fortnite. They're not in.
yeah, you can't play as
Yeah, that
Rivers
doesn't count.
Cuomo, which is unfortunate.
I'm waiting for the Rivers Cuomo bundle. It's gonna go so hard. Because especially now, Fortnite has like the like Fortnite festival thing, and they like feature different artists on their music pass. They got the Weeknd on there, and then they had Metallica, and they have like a whole battle pass dedicated to the artists. And now they have Sabrina Carpenter, so you can have Sabrina Carpenter in Fortnite 4 times. And then they had Hatsune Miku. So many great artists from around the world.
Does Sabrina Carpenter?
National.
She should have emote where it's like she does the thing that she did at the tour where she takes the bath towel off, and every time it's a different color. Because that matters. It's like a Trojan
Something like
horse.
It's like a Trojan horse. One time
Trojan
it was
horse.
the Union Jack.
You know what? I think I'm getting it now.
Oh my god. You understand what it all means.
Yeah. I'm so down for this.
The Trojan horse is just subverting expectations, you know? That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
I'm not
fucking
laughing.
beautiful, man.
It is beautiful. That's what life is all about. Life is about doing the unexpected.
All
Yeah.
right.
I too am going to start walking around with a towel as if I'm completely naked, and then I'm going to drop it in my kitchen when all my roommates are around, and I'm going to be wearing a suit.
Oh.
But it's gotta be
And
a sparkly bodysuit.
Oh, it will be.
Okay.
It'll be shapewear. I'll be wearing Skims.
Oh,
Skim-
perfect.
Hashtag sponsored.
Hashtag sponsored.
I'll be waiting for this to occur.
Thank you, Kim.
This is like this is like the classic viral YouTube video where it's the guys who are walking around in like a robe, and then they open it in front of children on a playground, and it's
That's-
Oh.
and it's just
Well.
a t-shirt, and they're wearing a t-shirt that says like "Don't do drugs" or something like that.
I don't think that makes up for it.
I get the idea, but like I just
No.
I don't think the implications there are just they're just too bad. You
Okay,
just do it to
Yeah.
like regular people, you know?
right.
Like flashing children is not maybe I'm crazy.
Well, it's not flashing; it's
Flashing
teaching them a
adults
lesson.
is-
Well, right, but like if you weren't like obviously the whole point is like, oh, but this setup is that like it looks like you're flashing children. So I don't get like why they would do that.
Yeah.
A much better prank that I liked was when Pokemon Go came out and those guys drove around in the back of a van wearing Pikachu onesies, and they would jump out of it and throw giant rubber balls at people that were like painted like Pokeballs.
Yeah, that's good.
That's kind of a Trojan horse.
It is a Trojan
way.
horse.
True.
Think about how many white vans you see in your life. You don't expect people to jump out of the back and throw giant projectiles at you,
Yeah.
dressed as electric mice.
Yeah.
Or at least
Yeah.
I don't, I guess.
I'm gonna
Maybe I should start
expect it
looking out
now.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going on a field trip on like the big yellow school bus, and you throw rocks out the window?
No.
Just me, okay.
I
that's
like
what you
that
said.
collectively all of us were like, what?
All
Where'd you
right.
get the rocks from?
The field
Bring him on
trip.
the bus beforehand, obviously.
It was like
Oh, you prepared.
Yeah.
no, we went to like it was like we're driving back from the place, and we went to like one of those like mining like digging sites or whatever where
quarry?
we like pan for gold in the
What?
river.
Dude.
You went on the fucking like Jack Black Minecraft movie field trip.
What? No, it was
But the
like,
beginning
come on, y'all are from Ohio. Like, there's those
Yes.
like.
We did not do this.
Yeah, Sam and I went to high school together, so
Yeah.
unfortunately,
It's just like there's like a hut in the woods, and they have like a stream in their backyard, and you go
And
and
you,
they
like-
give you a pan, and you scoop up the water and the dirt, and you get.
You're just
you
explaining
look for-
child labor.
no, I mean, like, I just
But we
never
got to keep the
associated, like-
rocks.
Oh.
And so you threw them out the window.
Well, what
So you
else
went,
are you
like, what
supposed to
is
do
it?
with them?
Is it
Eat them?
panhandling? Is that what it is? Like putting
I
in a
think-
pan and then like sit like
That's
What is it
like
called?
Panning.
begging for
Like
money
sifting,
almost.
Yeah.
I guess.
You
Yeah,
pan
you're
for
panning.
gold. Yeah.
yeah. So you just panned for gold. I feel like I associate that with the American like West.
Like
And
some
also
gold
in,
rush
like-
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gold
like
rush type shit.
prospectors.
I mean, that's
That makes
part
me
of
think
it, but like, they got all the gold from California. There's got to be gold other places.
Someone tells
Alaska?
me it's not here. Like we got a lot going on, as we've already established.
Emma, you said
like, the world-
Alaska?
Yeah.
There's gold in Alaska.
There's like nobody
There's gold in Canada.
Is there?
In the Yukon.
there. Uh-oh. Don't tell that to our government.
Hey.
I don't. What even goes on in the? I don't even think there's a city in the Yukon. Deadass.
No, I think it's like, like state park adjacent, but for Canada, But like gold for sure. Because Yukon gold potatoes.
What?
Mm.
Oh.
Like the brand.
And they're they're
The
not
brand of
from
potatoes.
they're not from Yukon, but it's because there's gold up there. Or there was.
Maybe that's where the 10 million deer live.
Yes.
There's definitely 10
They
million
harvest
deer
all
in the
And-
Yukon.
they're hoarding
For
the
sure.
gold.
It's kind of like Wakanda, like in the MCU, but they
Ex-
use all the gold to build
Yes.
advanced deer technology.
Speak on that. What do you mean?
You
It's
know,
like
it's like-
Wakanda.
Well, Wakanda in the,
The
MCU
Yukon
is
is
Has
like
all the
Wakanda.
vibranium.
yeah. Well,
They've
you
got all
said
the special
Yukon.
ore.
They have a special ore that is of abundance to them, but I guess in this case, like the world doesn't know about vibranium in Marvel, and we know about gold,
Everyone knows about gold.
Yeah.
right? But like
We
maybe
just
then
don't know it's special.
we don't know what's special about it. Maybe they've figured out that gold has some sort of like magical healing property.
Okay.
Maybe that's where the Fountain of Youth and the City of Gold is. Maybe it's in Yukon, and it's run by 10 million deer.
I thought that was Atlantis.
That's also
Atlantis
up
is
there.
underwater,
Yeah.
right? How could they make a fountain under the water?
I feel like it'd be
We don't
pretty
know that.
freaking easy,
It
to
could-
be
it'd be
honest.
really easy, yeah.
Well, but, like
You just make a
fountain is something
structure.
that projects water. You can't project water into water.
I mean,
But you make the
could.
dome, and then the dome.
Or you just said like it would just be like the bubblers on a hot tub.
Yeah, you ever been to
Yeah.
a pool before?
Yeah, I've been to a pool.
They have the things. Let's spit the water into the pool.
But that's
you're
not
right.
like underwater
But it's
spitting
not
water.
underwater. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the part of the effect of the fountain is it creates a beautiful image of shooting water out, and it like maybe creates a cool pattern. But when you're underwater, you don't get any of that.
Well, you create the air pocket that you live in,
Okay, all right.
and then you
I
use
get that.
pressure or something, and it goes in up, and it does the
Okay,
big
all right, yeah.
thing like a fountain.
Okay, I can agree with that. That's fine.
Okay. I do.
I don't even need 299 more reasons.
I like to imagine that gold is like a thing that's like secretly really good at exfoliating or something.
I think it's like how people started using those like jade like things to like
Oh, the
roller
jade
coaster.
rocks.
Whatever.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like jade seems rare because it's like it's just cool looking, I guess.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, maybe gold like would get rid of my giant eye bags.
I was looking at like stuff
Sam.
to do in Iceland. And they have like very famous spas, and one of them has like a jade room where the whole room is jade, and it's supposed to
Oh.
make it so you the muscles tense less, and it's like good for you.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely
think
certain
that
on the
makes
science behind it.
Well, it's like got magic. The
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
remember like in Kung Fu Panda 3, the main villain like turns people into those like little like crystal guys, and they're made of jade, and they can still like move around. So maybe it
Oh.
is good for them. Maybe jade is like a flexible, like strong material, and we just don't know.
Well, it's a rock, so it's definitely
Well,
strong.
I know, but like in the movies, like they get turned into jade, but they can still move around.
Maybe we should make
they have the
armor
durability
out
of
of
jade.
jade instead of
Where are they adding that
steel.
in Minecraft?
And that's the green armor that we're missing in Minecraft.
And it's
Oh.
better than diamond.
Well,
Yeah.
obviously.
Whoa,
Whoa.
that's crazy, man. All right, do we want to get into our thing?
Is
Yeah, you
this
wanna
the
do our thing?
secret surprise?
This is the
is
secret
the secret
surprise
surprise,
that we have
surprise.
kept from you secretly.
Get ready, Shark Tank enjoyer.
I'm ready to enjoy it as
Oh.
much as I enjoy Shark Tank.
Well, that's
Well.
good to hear. Because what we're doing today is me, Henry, and Sam are competing. You see, this is episode
That.
100.
Oh, we're competing?
We're competing, yeah.
Fuck.
I'm already losing the stock challenge. This
You're losing to random, so it's not exactly.
Henry is
I'm losing random
losing
and
to
Jackson.
randomly picked stocks in the stock competition
We're
currently.
both losing to randomly picked stocks.
We are both losing, but I'm losing
Okay.
less.
You are losing less.
Which makes me smarter because of my IQ. Anyway,
That's true. Hey, whatever. You didn't win a big number competition. Fuck you.
it's true. Well, this will decide.
Well, if you win, then we're just gonna be tied.
This competition will decide the winner of season 1 of Waste Management Podcast. It's the end of season 1. We're on
Oh my god, because
episode
we
100.
officially got to level 100.
Yes.
It's like a battle pass.
We're closing the chapter and it is like very poetic in a way because it's like we started this like 2 years ago and now it's ending at the same time that we're like graduating college, and it's like
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
Henry's moving so far away to the West Coast where he's going to work at In-N-Out for the rest of his life.
Probably.
And he's going
I
to
asked
pay
you the job.
$8,000 for an apartment that's just a toilet and nothing else.
Well, it actually folds out into a bed. It's actually pretty cool. I didn't even know that they made like normally it's kind of like a couch and that's like a pull-out bed, but the toilet is a pull-out bed.
Yeah,
It's like an
It comes out of the tank
inflatable
at
sort
the
of
top.
water bed.
that was the Shark Tank product.
It's
Actually,
like a big inflation bed. That was who Sam.
Me, Henry, and Sam are competing for the winner of season 1 of Waste Management. Winner takes the whole season. They get all of it.
The whole thing.
I guess.
thing?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say so.
Here's what we're doing. We've each made, because Emma, we know you love Shark Tank so much. Your Discord
I
username
do love Shark Tank.
is Shark Tank Enjoyer. We each have a Shark Tank style pitch for you, and you're going to sort of decide who the winner of the season is based on who has the best pitch and product.
This feels like it's my 100th episode. Like this feels like it's for me, not for the pod.
It's everyone's
You've kind of
100th
already
episode.
done the winning, and now you get to experience the glory.
Wow.
Blaze your glory with X, the everything app. All right.
Okay.
I have everyone's. Sam, did you mail me?
Oh,
Oh, you
sorry.
did. You did.
I shared it.
You did
Yeah,
share
I think
it.
so.
Thank you. Who wants to go first? Do we have any takers?
We'll
You guys-
decide.
Oh yeah, let's spin a wheel.
We'll
I love
decide.
wheels.
I have an air tag that we can flip as a coin.
There's
This
3 of us.
again.
I can roll a die.
Oh, okay, yeah, that works.
Okay. If it's,
Okay.
So
hold
how, can we
on.
just say like 1 and 3 are the same, 2 and 5 are the same, 3 and 6 are the same?
Okay, I'll take 1 and 4.
Sam?
Can I choose any 2 numbers at all?
No, you can either choose 2 and 5 or 3 and 6.
Oh, I want 2 and 5.
Okay, I'm taking 3 and 6.
Okay.
Okay, remember your numbers because I won't.
Okay.
Die.
We'll just say
It's got a fish
No! Me when we all keel over.
Fucking die.
We'll say whatever numbers we get, like that's the order we'll go.
Okay.
So
The
whoever's
first one's
numbers.
a 4.
Okay, so that's me.
Okay.
I'll go first.
The second one's a 5.
That's
The
me.
last.
Is being last
The last one's
bad?
a 2.
No,
The
it's
middle's
not
always the
bad.
best, is what they say.
They don't say that. That's just not true.
I do.
The first is always the best because you have nothing to base it off of.
The middle's the best because it's forgettable.
You don't want to be forgotten, Sam. You want to win all
You
of
want to
Waste
win.
Management.
Oh, I guess in this case I do want to win. This isn't a class.
You get when if you
No.
win, you get the whole season.
You get the whole.
You
season
get
of
all
Waste
of it.
Management.
You get all
And
of
we
season
didn't even tell
one.
you. We didn't even tell you about the bonus awards yet.
The
Oh my God,
winner.
Bonus
rewards.
The winner
awards.
gets a
Mhm.
full
This whole thing
DVD
is a
set
Trojan
of
horse.
every episode of season 1.
But instead of burning them all onto the same CD, it's actually 100 individual discs.
Yeah.
It is in
Okay.
4K on Blu-ray, so you know.
Blu-ray.
Oh,
with
so you can play it on
Dolby
your
Atmos.
Xbox.
You could play it on
Surround
your
sound.
Xbox, exactly. I'm going slideshow mode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't yet, but
I
Wow.
love company name in bottom
I
right.
highlight that it says presentation on.
Presentation.
And this guy's good.
All right, hello, Shark.
I'd hire this man.
My name is Jackson. This is my presentation. I'm here with company name. And this is so I'm asking for $16,356,817 for a 0.8% stake in my company. And that is a good deal that I believe in here as the CEO of company name. Now, who here has been bullied? Show of hands. A lot of
Raise
us
them.
have been bullied.
Sam.
Sam,
I'm
This
keeping
is gonna
my
be good.
not
No
in recent.
bullies.
I'll raise my damn hand.
I bully you, man.
Actually, you would
Oh,
buy
yeah.
something on this
You did have a
podcast.
bit where you wanted to kill me at one point.
That's-
So
Well, it wasn't a bit, but
Wasn't a bit, and it hasn't ended.
yeah.
It's still
Okay.
ongoing.
look, Shark, bullying is a major problem here in the US. There are at least 4 people who have been bullied this past year, and there will be more of them. So this is an important thing that we have to think about. And so, I've been bullied in my life. It's been something that I've been personally affected by, okay? So as the CEO of company name, and this is a quote from me as well, I'm just a gamer, When I was bullied as a young kid, I was bullied because I was a gamer, okay? And I had no
picture.
way of defending myself in any way because I'm just a gamer. I'm just a scrawny white
Right.
boy gamer, and it was a tough world to live in, and it was difficult for me. And I'm hoping that my product will sort of solve that, basically. So what is a gamer like me to do about bullying? It feels like when you're being bullied, there's no options, but I propose an option. That is the product that I am pitching today. The solution is very simple. Introducing the Moonblade.
Yes!
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the
Sorry.
Moonblade is a state-of-the-art broadsword combining new technology, old designs, and something in the middle of old and new stuff. For a completely holistic approach.
This guy's pretty good.
The Moonblade has many features. Obviously it has all your standard features that you expect with a sword. You have slashing, okay? You have stabbing. You have the spin attack. Obviously, these are standard things that everyone looks for in a sword. Yes, Henry?
I have a question about the Moonblade.
Yes.
If you use the spin attack whilst in the air, does it propel you upwards?
If mastering the spin attack technique, it is able to send you upwards while in the air, of course. This is, again, just a
Very
standard
promising, very
feature that is, it's standard, with the products in the market currently, okay? So, of course, we're going to have it on the Moonblade, obviously. It also functions like a boomerang in the sense that you can throw it and it will come back to you. Because what does the moon do? It orbits around the Earth, which is a cool sentence that I thought of right now. It also shoots lasers, but only if you're at full health. You had to have eaten a meal within the past couple hours for it to work effectively. But this is, yes, Emma.
What counts as a meal?
Girl dinner does not count as a meal.
How many food groups have to be present?
I would say that it is not necessary to have a certain number of food groups, but if it's more of the portion of the meal. So if you have a big bowl of stuff, I would consider that a meal. If you have a plate,
Candy salad.
That's in the documentation. You can
Okay.
read. There's a manual that comes with the moonblade.
I see. I apologize.
You can read that when I get you the samples that we're working on. It also functions as sort of a way to make food. You can use the sword on a chicken, and it makes the chicken cooked. Obviously, a very helpful sort of thing. Not other swords. You aren't going to find this on other swords in the market, obviously. And I know what you're thinking. Some swords, sometimes they get stuck in stones. That's a problem a lot of people have with swords. So with the moonblade, we engineered a solution to this. We have a sort of lubricant that the sword is able to create. There's a button on the hilt that makes strawberry jam. We're not sure why it's strawberry, but it is. And that sort of like loosens the friction of the sword. So you can get it out of tight spaces very easily with this feature. So you're not going to have any King Arthur Excalibur situations. That would be quite embarrassing if you needed to use your sword on a bully, and it was stuck in a rock. Obviously. It's made from moon rocks, which is sort of a new element that we discovered recently. And it is also, it's purified by JC, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, who he was just chilling and he really liked our mission. So now he works for us and he blesses each moonblade sort of personally, which is cool. It's a cool little nice thing to have on the side. Other use cases, bullies, obviously, you're going to use this on. Evil family members, this is good for. Zombies, other undead sort of creatures, because, it's a moonblade, so it has like sort of a radiant, it does light damage, obviously. So it's going to be super effective against things considered to be undead. It's also good at dispatching construction workers. That wasn't really intended, but it is good at that. And then it's also, obviously, as every sword is supposed to be, it should be good at cutting pizza, which the moonblade does incredibly effectively. Just a little background about the business. These are our sales, which you can see are good because the line goes up most of the time. Thank you. Are there any questions?
How many have you sold total number?
Well, if you go to our sales, it says here on the y-axis, parentheses, in millions. So there's actually tens of millions of them.
Wow.
And
that's a lot.
We sell each one for, at least $70.
I see. What are your profit margins?
Our profit margins are slim because we have to go to the moon to get the rocks. And Jesus Christ is, he's
on the payroll.
He's on the payroll and he requires a large portion of that. He provides a very necessary service to our overall business mission. But ultimately, we're not looking for profit margins. We're looking to serve the greater community. The gamers like myself, obviously, to protect themselves from being bullies. And also people who work at pizza places. This would be useful.
Wow.
And so not every pizza place can afford, some crazy expensive sword. So we thought it would be good to have a solution for that.
I'm clapping.
I'm bowing.
You just can't see it, but I'm clapping. I have one last question.
Yeah.
Why does company name want to defund Sesame Street?
Moving on to the next presentation. Who's next? Oh,
It's me.
Sam.
I'm
It's
next.
Sam. Your untitled presentation, right?
I'm untitled presentation.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
product pitch.
Okay.
Thank you.
Tell me next slide here, and I'll go next.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to start off here with my product pitch. Next slide, please. Here's the agenda we're looking at for my pitch. We're gonna start with a little meet the team section, and then we're gonna go into the problem areas that we're looking to solve, and then we're gonna go into the benefits of my product, and then the competitor landscape and funding plans or growth projections. Okay, so let's
Very
go to the next
professional.
slide. Going to the meet the team sections. Um,
Holy shit!
this is I am the only one on the team at the moment.
Yeah.
Is unfortunate, but yeah. So we can go to the next one. So challenges. The first challenge: car too big. Okay, over the years, cars have gotten bigger, and it's a big issue for small children. Okay, and pedestrians alike. Number two, roads are too damn congested. Too many big cars on the road means not enough room on the roads for all the cars. And then number three, of course, big cars equal more damage, more risk, more death, unfortunately. So my product is looking to solve all of these things, and you can do next slide now. Introducing the skinny car. It's a car,
Whoa.
but it's 3 feet wide, about half the width of any other car, and it's also really tall. Next slide, please. First feature. We're going to the features here. First feature is vertical seating. Because it's so skinny, you can't fit two people side by side, so you gotta go on top instead. So we go top to top, or top to bottom, I guess, for the passengers. And then secondly, we got large storage space. It's skinnier, but it's also taller, so you're not losing much. And third of all, it's high tech. We got cameras out the wazoo. We got fucking AI software as a service in there. Yes, Jackson.
How tall is it?
It's 8 feet tall.
Okay.
Which is it's like about like 1.5x the average car height.
Okay.
So it's not that much taller, but it's tall enough. So we can move on to the next slide, please. Product benefits. It's freaking skinny. And you know what that means? If it's skinny, we can fit more damn cars on the road. You can add more lanes because the cars are skinnier, and therefore more cars.
Wait, you
Which is
wanna
a big
add more lanes
well,
and have the
yeah.
cars skinnier?
Yeah. Well, if they're skinnier, you can have more lanes because they can easily
Yeah.
fit in. They could fit in. The average lane width is like 12 feet. If the car's only 3 feet wide,
But you could just do the add more lanes thing without having the skinnier cars.
No, this is genius.
no,
It
but
just
the
fits in
normal width
existing
cars
infrastructure.
wouldn't fit in the skinnier lanes.
Oh, I
so
see.
I'm
I see.
I'm saying skinnier lanes, skinnier cars, more cars
Hmm.
is what I'm saying here.
I got you.
So yeah, number two is no loss of space. It's vertically tall, so you're not losing you're losing horizontal space, but you're gaining it back vertically. So there's really no minuses there. And as I said already, increased space on the road to allow for more cars to accommodate more lanes without having to widen the road overall. It's a really good solution here. And then we're going to move on to our target audiences. We're targeting urban areas that are highly congested, where cars have a difficult time getting around normally, but if skinny, it easier. This especially works in countries with tiny small road, like Ireland, parts of Europe, UK, Italy, India, stuff like that. And we're mainly probably targeting early adopters. People are looking to get in on the ground floor on something that's gonna rise up in the near future, but that might not be too popular right now. Can we move on, please? Here's the competitor landscape. We've got a lot of big car manufacturers in here that make small car, but none of them skinny. And if skinny like motorcycle, then you don't have any space to put things. So we're kind of combining the two and we're gonna have skinny thing with a lot of space.
Mm.
So we're gonna move on to our funding plans here. I'm looking at first Y Combinator. We've been accepted into their 2026 spring funding round. So that's
Oh,
big.
wow, that's big. Yeah.
Big congrats.
Yeah,
That's
it's
great.
huge. Huge for us. And then number 2, we're gonna start a crypto coin. It's
Good.
gonna be big because we're a small startup. We don't have much capital to work with here for factories. Yeah. Yes. Question.
What's your crypto coin going to be called?
So it's gonna be skinny car on pump.fun. It's gonna be what I call a stable coin. We're planning to be in it for the long term. And then
I
number
see.
3, and of course not least, is vehicle sales. All right, let's move on to growth projection and revenue breakdown.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, as you can see, with the launch of
Nice.
my crypto coin, that's going to start our launch into the stratosphere here. And then as soon as the car launches, we're going to get exponentially higher. We're going up. Into the trillions, some would say. And then our revenue breakdown here on the right, you can see about 30% of it is vehicle sales, 20% is software as a service that comes with the car that the person has to pay for. It's not a
Right.
choice. The car doesn't work if they don't pay for it.
Yeah, that
So,
makes sense.
Untapped market.
yeah, untapped. People have tried it in the past. They haven't done it the right way, but we're going to do it the right way. And then the last 50% is all crypto.
So the crypto
And,
comes before the car.
Well, yeah, we got to raise funding somehow.
Well, what about the Y
So-
Combinator?
Well, that's part. We need more than that. You know,
Okay.
it's like a combined.
Right.
Yeah,
No, that makes sense.
it takes a lot of money to make car. So we need the Y Combinator and the crypto. And it's a stable coin, so we're not gonna
Right.
of course. So it's not gonna be that much at the start, but when it blows up, it'll go
And
crazy.
it will.
Then we can move on to the next slide here. Thank you. Any questions from the audience? Yes, question.
How much are you looking for investment wise, and
Uh,
what percentage would I get back of the business?
I
This is
think
very important.
I'm looking for 1% for $2 trillion, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that sounds fair, honestly.
Given our growth projections, I think it only makes
Yeah.
sense.
Right.
Yeah. Any more questions from the audience, maybe?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This is like genius.
Yeah, I
Honestly.
kind of wish that I had more critical things
Skinny
to say.
car,
but
man.
I mean,
Skinny
you
car.
can even you can put like 2 or 3 of them in an existing lane.
See, that's what I'm
You don't need
saying.
to spend any money on new infrastructure.
They're
It's
three
genius.
exactly. They're 3 feet wide, so you can just paint new things, and you got a couple more lanes. It's that easy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, honestly.
Mhm.
I
Thank
commend
you.
your intelligence. It makes sense that you have a 145 IQ.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's how I'm able to do this all by myself.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
Whoa.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to America's Next Top Movie. To begin, sorry, Jackson, please
Okay.
go back.
Sorry. I
Before we
jumped the
begin-
gun.
You actually, skip it. You can jump the gun. Go to the next one.
Okay.
We're gonna do a little bit of an educational lesson in the history of film before I pitch what I think is gonna be America's next top movie. And also, just so we know, I copied the America's Next Top Model font and logo almost to a T for the beginning. And I spent about 45 minutes trying to find the perfect font. And I just want that to be known. Anyway,
It's
It's a
appreciated.
great font. Yeah.
before we start, I just want to say thank you guys for being here, Sharks. I appreciate it. My name is Henry Gleason. I am the current CEO of Warner Brothers Pictures. And this is true. You can look it up online. And I'm going to start by defining what I think a film is. And according to Oxford Languages, film is a thin, flexible strip of plastic or other material coated with light sensitive emulsion for exposure in a camera, which is used to produce photographs or motion pictures. Unfortunately, that's not the definition that we're looking for today. We're looking for a motion picture or a movie, number 2. And I'm going to be pitching America's next top movie to you today. But let's start with some history. Next slide, please. Thank you. This is the timeline. Pre-film, this is like pre-1900s. We're gonna go into the novelty era when moving pictures started to kind of become into entertainment. They were shown at the World's Fair, maybe your local carnival. The town kook might have known a little bit about film. And then, we break it down by the decade until we get to the present day. Next slide, please. Pre-film, this is sort of just like the before the existence of movies. People were experimenting with how to produce motion. Look at the bottom left there. That's Edward Muybridge's Horse in Motion, a series of pictures that sort of spins around on a wheel. And if you look at it at a certain angle, it looks like the horse is galloping. And everyone was like, "Oh my god, wow! They made a picture and it moves." It's kind of like when the GIF was introduced to the internet. It's a very revolutionary point in the representation of media and storytelling. Next slide, please. We've got the novelty era. This is when film was first introduced. I don't know if anyone is familiar with A Trip to the Moon, one of the first color movies ever in all of
It's my
history, made
favorite
in
movie.
1902. Is it really?
Nope.
It's a good
It's a
one.
real cinephile's favorite. It's a classic. It's a silent film, actually, so there's no sound. And all movies up until this point were silent. But films are short, sort of single shots, sort of again something that the town kook would present at a local fair. More of a form of like a. It's got a little bit of a gotcha to it. It's not as much about story, but we'll see that obviously that begins to change as we move to the modern era. The 1920s still very much an emphasis on silent films. We have Hans Hanowitz's The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which is a German silent film. And then Alan Crosland's The Jazz Singer is actually the first movie ever to record or to include a musical score. This is when like people like Charlie Chaplin were super famous, sort of the infamous, unfortunately later ruined mustache. Um, Lots of very important cultural events happening. We moved to the 1930s, and this is sort of when audio recording came into movies. We had The Wizard of Oz, the first Technicolor film on TV. In some cases, actually across America, like if people had color TVs already in their homes, the movie transitioned from black to white to color, which sort of just added this element of realism that wasn't necessarily present in movies prior and sort of gave audiences a way to connect with the characters and make them feel a little bit more real, which of course our movie is going to be doing. We go to the 1940s. 1940s, sort of take a little bit of a dark turn. I don't know if you guys know about World War II. This guy
I'm
Hitler, he steals
aware.
Charlie Chaplin's
Yeah.
mustache. He does a lot of
I've
bad
heard of it.
stuff. He uses film in a way to sort of get an audience for what he believes to be right, which, as we know, in this point, is obviously wrong. Film noir is the popular genre of the time. A lot of like detective sort of dramas, we'll say, a lot of black and white, even though they could have done color. Jackson, this one's for you. I mean, film directors really began to focus on like the mise en scène of a shot
Yes, sir.
and the elements that go into it and the lighting and sort of the atmosphere that's created by a film to tell a story. And then we move to the 50s. Television's sort of become a little bit more commonplace. You can actually have a TV in your home now. You don't necessarily need to go to movie theaters as much. This is sort of where I feel like some films that are iconic are sort of introduced. Like, I mean, I've never watched Singing in the Rain, but I do know at least like of its existence. Whereas before, this is where like novelty is introduced to try and get people back into the theaters to sort of compete with the home theater esque vibe. And then we have the 60s. Um, 60s, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Stanley Kubrick, very famous for the Kubrick stare. A lot of important, you know, this is like sort of the beginning of film becoming a cultural. Before it was political propaganda and heartwarming stories. Whereas now we see film as this sort of canvas for us to paint our stories on and share. Studios sort of started to fall apart in this era, and a lot of independent filmmakers came up, which is how Stanley Kubrick rose to fame. Really gave a little bit more like individual element to films, and we'll see much more of that later in our film, which is going to be super original. We have the 1970s going next. This is when, our favorite directors, a lot of your favorite film bros, their favorite movies came out in either the 70s or as we'll see in the 90s. We have The Godfather that came out, second highest rated movie of all time. We have Steven Spielberg's Jaws. We have the original Star Wars. Lots of sci-fi and fiction sort of impacting the culture at the time. We move on to the 80s. Sort of a little more of the same, lots of sci-fi. VHS tapes started to exist, again, just making it more accessible. We have Blockbuster, you can rent out a movie, bring it back to your house. It's a great experience. No longer need to go to the theater. It costs less money. You can watch it as many times as you want. Which we're also launching a streaming service where you can launch our movie as much as you want. So look out for
Cool.
Mm.
warnerbrothersmovies.go/io. Moving on to the 1990s, we sort of have like the rise of animation studios. Pixar releases Toy Story, which changes animation forever. Lots of CG effects start to definitely be used. Our movie will be 100% CG. There will be no actors present in the film except for voice, which I think should be important. We have to make sure that we can keep costs as low as we can and profits high. We moved to the 2000s, sort of movies that we're familiar with. We're competing with the likes of Avatar, the highest grossing film of all time, obviously James Cameron. I think we will be waiting, we'll be following in his footsteps and also waiting, I think, approximately 12 years before we release the sequel to our movie, much like how Avatar did, just because it seemed to really work out well, which we'll see. We moved to the 2010s. This is the era that all of us are very familiar, kind of a nice, diverse golden age of film where we have giants like Marvel sort of coming to a conclusion in their storytelling, but also, creators like Jordan Peele, who everyone just thought was a funny guy, is able to sort of come up with a story that we're maybe not familiar with, shocking his viewers, um, you know, sharing a story that, we didn't really think he was capable of. And, you know, beautiful expression of film is allowing him to do that. We move to the next slide. This is where we are now. Everything is about brand recognition. And that is the point of today's presentation. People like things that they already know. We don't want to push any boundaries. There will be no sort of independent thought associated with our movie. It is all about profits, which brings us to our next slide. What are we going to do? Our film is going to be a large scale advertisement for existing properties, to sort of provide a sense of comfort to viewers and families, get them into the theater to watch our movie, and then obviously to get onto warnerbrothers.movies/go.io. Um, to make America's Next Top Movie, like what do people really, really want to see? They want to feel safe. They don't want to sort of get out of their comfort zone. They want to see things that they already like, right? Can we please move to the next slide? Thank you. We're just going to do a quick rundown, top 10 highest rated films of all time, and see how it's a little bit different of a timeline. A lot of older movies in here. Shawshank Redemption, The Godfather, The Dark Knight, Schindler's List, Pulp Fiction. A little bit darker and grittier films rated the top movies of all time. Whereas the top 10 highest grossing movies of all time, if we move to the next slide, a lot newer movies, all about, maybe not all about, but a lot about brand recognition. We have Avatar, Avengers, Star Wars, Avengers, all very marketable, very profitable projects, Jurassic World, obviously building on the original movie. We love doing a callback to something previous and then saying that an actor from 30 years ago was in the movie. So we'll be doing a little bit of that, definitely in our film. Next slide, please. We also have to make sure that our movie is marketable. The top grossing movie of 2025 so far is actually a Minecraft movie. And while not really perceived well by fans initially, the memeable response and different phrases that Jack Black says in the movie have been a big hit with audiences. And so we want to make sure that our movie contains as many one word sentences or references to our IP as possible so that we can market it on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Next slide, please. I would like to introduce to you potentially the greatest film idea of all time. Next slide, please. Here we go. He's dropping in. Next slide, please. America's next top movie is starring Jack Black, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Chris Pratt, and Kevin Hart, the most loved stars in all of Hollywood. Very underground sort of actors, but that people are very familiar with and that they love and they recognize. They've all been in Netflix movies. Chris Pratt was just the head of the Mario movie. Jack Black was obviously just the head of a Minecraft movie. He also played Bowser. Kevin Hart and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson obviously share some insane chemistry across every movie they've ever been in. There will be a jungle scene for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson where he walks around with his backpack on and he's got a shirt and he does the thing with his pecs where it goes up and down and he reflects bullets.
That's
using his
necessary.
mini shield.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. Next slide, please. We have a bit of some concept images been generating. This is a shot of Jason Momoa looking at what appears to be some sort of portable fortress. We go to the next slide.
Wow.
We have Jack Black saying, "Golden scar, golden scar, golden scar." We go to the next slide.
That one could catch on.
I mean, there's just so much marketing opportunity with this film. I mean, Fortnite is one of the highest grossing video game franchises of the time, and it's time that they get a movie. We have stars such as Hatsune Miku. I'm just going to say their names. If you could just go to the
Yeah.
I've said it, though. Great. We have Master Chief from Halo. We have Godzilla and Kong from Godzilla and Kong. We have Juice World. We have Sabrina Carpenter. We have Goku. There's just so many, IPs that we can incorporate, and all of it will be CGI, so at no cost for any actors to maximize our profits. If we can now go to the next slide. Does anyone have any questions?
I have a lot of questions, actually.
I have a
As
question.
well.
Sure,
Yes.
please.
Sam, you go first.
So on the movie poster you showed of the Fortnite movie, it seemed as though all the actors were live action people. But you
I
mentioned it was
generated
all
this with
CGI.
ChatGPT. It's all
Okay.
CGI. They just look really good.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
But why not just have them act if they're good at that?
They're not, and we'd rather not pay them to do so.
Okay.
Okay.
That'll be cutting down on profits.
Understandable.
Geez, I mean, where do I even begin? There's so many questions I could ask. Is this movie going to get a sequel? Obviously, this is going to be a smash hit. There's
12
no
years.
doubt about
In
that.
12 years, I've already.
Did you even pay
Oh,
attention to
sorry.
that
We're
presentation?
doing a James Cameron.
Yeah.
We're gonna obviously there's gonna be a lot of initial hype around the film when it comes out.
Right.
And then in order to capitalize on that hype, we're gonna wait 12 years to make this.
Is James Cameron
Right.
going to direct this one?
No, he will not. We have Quentin Tarantino on this one.
Okay. Wow. Quentin
Okay.
Tarantino.
Yeah, he's actually
Is he
already
gonna-
signed on. The script is about 65% of the way done. Last I
Is
checked.
he going
Okay.
to write himself in the script saying the N word, or is that? Are we leaving
It's a
that
good
out of
question.
this one? Because that would affect
There's
maybe the
no-
ratings and like how many people are able to see the movie.
Right. No, thankfully there is not. There is a scene in the movie written in right now, which could obviously be written out if our board of
Right.
directors decides against
Right.
it. Where Quentin Tarantino is in the movie and he's on a squad with Hatsune Miku, and they're seen doing some things. But it's sort of like a passing shot, Like Quentin said
What-
that he needed to have it in the movie.
Can
if he
you
wanted
can
to
you
write it.
elaborate
Right.
on things?
Yeah.
What does that mean? They're doing things,
Um,
you said.
They will be building a structure together, and then sort of opening the door and going in behind it, and there will be a little bit of an innuendo as to what's going on in that door.
With a porta-fort,
Right,
you're saying.
okay.
No, in this scene, it's home built. They built it out of bricks, I believe, not metal.
Okay.
Okay.
I understand.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any?
I mean, there's so many things to ask.
Honestly,
I'm just excited to watch it. I think that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm
Yeah.
sad the sequel is in 12 years.
Fan reception so far has been through the roof. Actually, it's been really
Oh.
great so far.
For the
So,
poster.
The poster, yes.
Okay.
The audience is really loving it.
Okay, cool.
They say, "I know all of those guys," and then they get really excited. Emma, please.
Yes. So I feel like all good video game adaptation movies need to have like a fun little Easter egg for the longtime fans. What do you plan to include in a Fortnite movie?
So at the begin, towards the end of the second act,
Mm.
as everyone's familiar with, Fortnite did not actually start out as a battle royale.
Mm.
It started with a sort of story-driven mode titled "Fortnite Save the World." So there will be a scene towards the second act, like almost getting into the third climax of the movie, where Chris and Jack and Dwayne and Kevin, they're squatting up, and they look at each other and they unite in hands and they say, "Let's go and save the world." And then it pans out over
Wow.
the Fortnite map.
Yeah.
And there's just like there's like an orchestral sort of like hum in the
Yeah.
air.
Hmm.
And then they run off to battle.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. I think
So
that's amazing.
and that's just one. There's a lot more in there that I
Okay.
can't really wait to share.
I
but
want
I unfortunately can't.
No spoilers.
I can't.
I want to know, and I know this is probably like under NDA of some kind, so only say what you're allowed to say. Okay, we don't want to get you in trouble, but I want to know of the people I'm about to name. I want to know who's in it. Okay,
Okay.
Ninja, Pokimane,
Yes.
Myth,
Nope.
Shroud,
Yes.
Valkyrie.
Yes.
Who's another Fortnite person?
Alinity. Is Alinity in there?
Alinity.
Nope. Laser
Mm.
beam confirmed to be in the cast.
Laser beam.
Mr.
Okay.
Beast?
Unfortunately, we could not get Jimmy B. Cypher
Mm.
PK will be playing Mr. Beast in the movie.
Courage JD.
No.
Lachlan,
Oh.
the other Australian.
Yes. Lachlan will be there.
Okay.
Nick A30 will also be making his name in the movie.
Does he have a musical piece by any chance?
He's the only one with one. It's a duet with Jack Black.
Not even Sabrina Carpenter or Hatsune Miku?
Well, Hatsune Miku is busy doing stuff with Quentin. And
Right, getting her freak on.
And Sabrina Carpenter actually asked to take on a little bit of a darker, grittier persona for this film.
Oh,
She
wow.
specifically requested it. Yeah. Her
Okay.
dress doesn't have any sequins on it.
Wow.
Will her role have lots of innuendos?
No, she wields a minigun.
Okay. Okay, so like very different. Very different.
Very
for
different
her.
than the Sabrina that we're sort of used to, you know.
She's
She
stepping out
requested
into her
that
bad
persona.
girl era.
She's decided that she wants to sort of mix up her image a little. Which I respect.
Okay.
I
Wow,
love that
I think
we're
that's
sort of
beautiful.
catering to the, like it's a familiar thing, Fortnite. Everyone loves Fortnite, but we're also
Everyone knows.
altering viewers' expectations. We're.
It's a Trojan horse.
God damn it.
Oh.
You beat me there.
Oh fuck, sorry. Sorry.
Okay. Well, those are our presentations.
So I have some thoughts.
I would love to hear all of your thoughts that you have.
Yes.
So I have a couple questions to start off with. One, everybody raise your hand if you have actually seen Shark Tank. Okay, good job. Proud of you. Who's everybody's favorite shark? This is important to decide the winner.
Does it have to be like actual favorite, or can it be like ironic favorite?
I will accept both.
Okay.
I want to take the one guy who invented GoPro, and he was only on for like 2 episodes, and then he pieced the fuck out.
Okay,
I don't know his name.
that's fair. If in that case, Ashton Kutcher is also an option, as is the girl from the Cupcake Show and the guy who made Kind Bars.
Yeah.
For him.
The girl
Can I
who
start
makes
with my
the
least
jewelry.
favorite?
Yes.
Kevin is my least favorite.
But he's Mr.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
He's Mr.
Sucks
Wonderful.
ass.
He's also my ironic favorite. I would like to pick Kevin.
I think
He's
Mark
pretty
Cuban
funny.
is my favorite.
That's the correct answer.
I'm going to take real
Thanks.
answer. I'm taking Barbara.
That's a great pick. That's who I was thinking about, but I was like, I don't know.
I love Barbara because you'll say anything about technology and she just goes.
She goes,
mind
yes,
is blown.
twin.
She goes, oh my god, that's cutting edge revolutionary technology.
Yeah, and it could be like a mug that like gets less hot when you pick it up, when you put hot liquid in it.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay. My next question for the group. My next question for the group is raise your hand if you used AI in your presentation.
Me, I did.
No
I
AI was
tried
used
to.
in the production of my presentation.
The moon sword. Okay.
The moonblade.
The
Copyright.
moonblade. I apologize. It's on my second page of
It's
notes.
okay.
My last question is just for Henry, because you did not ask for money from me.
I actually don't need any money as of right now. The idea is that we have to finish pitching to our board of directors,
Okay.
of which you are on.
Okay, I see. I
Um,
see. I see. I see.
so it's not yet that we need financial support because as the CEO of Warner Brothers, I actually already have quite a bit of money.
Right. You're rich. You're
Um,
loaded.
so I'm actually good.
Okay, that's beautiful.
I just need
I
your
s-
support.
I still want like a percentage of the movie though.
Okay. How about I'll ask for 50 million
Okay.
um of the total budget, which is currently 150.
A third.
I will give you a little. I need a little bit of a deal for us.
Mm,
I cannot give you 33 of revenue, but I will
okay.
settle for 25.
Mm.
It's a lot.
Okay. Got a lot of good offers today.
Yeah.
Just to recap, Jackson wants 16 million and change for 0.8% for the Moonblade.
Mhm.
I couldn't buy Jesus
Sam,
out of his share of the company.
how much does he have?
A lot.
He's kind of a
um,
greedy guy.
Yeah.
yeah, you'd think he'd be all about giving, but no. Sam has asked for 1% for $2 trillion.
Yes.
And you haven't started production on the cars yet, is that correct?
No, but we
Not
have
on the
launched a
road?
crypto coin.
Okay, right. So
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. And then 50 million for 25% of this smash hit blockbuster movie.
Precisely.
It's tough. We've seen a lot of good presentations today.
And you got to remember, you're deciding not only who made the best product, who had the best pitch, but also who is the winner of season 1 of Waste Management. They take it all.
Right. They take it all. It's tough. I think that I have to vote Henry though, because I really want to see this movie.
Thank you.
Shit, man.
And
I
actually,
think that there is room for like collaboration though. Like Sabrina Carpenter could come out wielding the
in a skinny
Moonblade.
car. Oh,
In a
And then
skinny
they
car.
drive skinny cars around the map. Like
could
we're
definitely- we
adding
could-
things. We're doing
if you
And the
brand
guys would
deals.
Moonblade
like-
is a legendary weapon, and you
I
can
would be
get
more
it.
than happy to collaborate.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
We at Warner
But
Brothers and my good friend Tim Sweeney, he actually loves collaborating. So
Yeah.
that's how we make 95% of our.
right. Yeah. So I think that you all win in that scenario, but
Shut the
think
fuck
the
up,
movie
man.
suck my nuts, man. What do you want?
I wanted to win, is what I wanted.
Well, no.
Where do you think my pitch lacked? What would have tipped it over the edge for you?
Celebrity endorsements.
Mm.
Okay, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. I didn't have
East World
fucking
is in my
LeBron
movie
James,
and
man.
he's dead. So
Oh, I did have one more question about the movie. Is Ninja Gotta Low Taper Fade gonna be one of like the memeable quotable lines that we
God.
include?
Emma, like you wouldn't even believe. He's gonna walk in and say, "Guys, I just got a haircut," and then it's gonna pan over to him. It'll be incredible.
Wow.
I have a follow up question.
Sure.
Are they going to be playing box PvP in this scenario?
They will not.
Okay.
I apologize.
So there's
Back
no
when the
victory
Trojan dream
royale
story.
in the movie.
Oh, there is. They're in a battle royale.
Oh, but I thought it was a save the world kind of situation.
No, that's
That's
more of
just
a
the
nod
Easter
to the
egg.
original game.
Oh, okay, I see.
Fun. Yeah.
All right, well, congrats, Henry. I don't
Congrats, I guess.
I don't really know
Thank
what
you,
you
Charlie.
get.
I appreciate your time here.
Well, the 100 DVDs.
I get all 100 DVDs.
I think it's fucked up.
Blu-rays.
I think it's fucked up that you decided to take us through the entire history of film.
That was a little overkill, but the movie really saved it.
A little extra.
Thank you.
All to lead up to the Fortnite movie. I think it was really.
I mean, you
worth
really have to
You
understand
literally
where you're coming
educated us and then aced the exam as we were taking it,
Yeah.
which is fucked up.
I helped you study and you still
Yeah. Okay,
right,
well, that is
guys, I gotta go.
Yeah.
that is it
Okay.
for season 1. Emma and Sam, thank you for being here, of course.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's been a great season. It's been a great episode. We give the last words to the guests. I don't know, Sam and Emma, how you want to divvy that up, but
I love Shark Tank.
And I love Fortnite.
amazing. It's done. We're done.